Hey, I am going to tell you what an IEP looks like. How exciting is that? Well, there are a few components I'm going to go through just to make sure that you are familiar with an IEP team report. So if you look over here, I want you to pay attention to those highlighted sections. And when you download your IEP report in Moodle, please read each of those sections. I'm not going to be reading it in detail, but I just want you to notice the annual review will be planned for the next year with this date. So you need to be able to put that date in there. Dates in IEPs are very, very important. So notice those notes that I put on the boxes, and everything that I've highlighted has been written in to guide you. All right. So notice the purpose, the participants. Here you have the student profile and eligibility. Read through those strengths, concerns, evaluations, the eligibility part, and what eligibility they're qualified under is important to specify. This part is the transition considerations. This is only required for those who are 14 years and above. And then you have the PLAF. I am not going to go over the PLAF because I made a whole video for you to review. So please read through those yellow highlighted sections that I personally wrote in here for you to give you some guidelines. This section is where you report the accommodations students need. So here you will list the accommodation. For example, if your student is struggling with reading and you decide this student needs to have the text read to that student, that's what you would write here. Text read aloud. When? Whenever the text is above their instructional reading level. Maybe you can even be specific. The student's reading at a third grade level. Where is it provided? Special ed room or gen ed classroom? Make sure you list that there. This section is all about state assessments. Be sure to read that. And then we have accommodations. If you choose that the student needs an alternative assessment, here we have our goals. Remember those SMART goals that you worked on personally? Well, you will be writing those goals here. You will be trained about that in other classes, but for this class, the goals are, just notice that the area of reading, area of need needs to be specified. The curriculum reference is usually the Common Core standard that goes along with this reading. And lastly, you need to make sure you get consent. This is where the parent signs. This part, programs and services, this is how many minutes is a student getting services. And if they have related services, that is OT, special ed, speech, social work, how many minutes would that student be provided those services is put over here. And lastly, you have transportation. If the student needs transportation, extended school year, if you're considering putting the student in summer school. And this section is where you record what have you considered, and maybe you didn't select it, but you talked about in the IEP. That's what you would write in this section. And lastly, get those signatures. Make sure the parents and the superintendent, whoever the principal might join, signs. And that is a quick rundown on what an IEP looks like. You can email me if you have any questions. Thank you.